What's going on, everyone? This is Zach with StrictlyShisha, and look who I'm with.
What's up, guys? HOOKAH Chef here.
And we're in the same building for once. This is such a cool experience.
I know.
And what are we smoking?
Lavender Mint from Trifecta. Honestly, he's had this for a little while. This is my first time trying it out, and like, I'm in love. If you've seen a lot of my past reviews, you've definitely seen that I've been talking about how I like floral flavors a lot, and this is hitting it right on the money because floral plus mint just makes me happy.
This is a fantastic flavor. I was actually talking to someone the other day. I was doing my review of Lavish Lavender by Haze, and I really enjoyed that flavor. And I was almost scared to smoke the Trifecta Lavender Mint before that because I knew I had really high hopes for this flavor, and it's yet to let me down. Every hit I take this, I mean, it's absolutely robust in its flavor profile. I love the balance of the cooling with the floral notes in here. And Christian actually packed this. Anyone tell him how you pack this?
All right, so I'm using the Ignis with 3 titanium cubes, and with using the cubes in the Ignis heats up really hot, really fast. So what I've been doing is packing in the Goodfellow bowl for a while, and I've been underpacking it just enough to barely let the nubs touch it, little semi-dense, and it smokes perfectly. Within 5 minutes, you're getting really nice clouds and really strong flavor.
And that's a little different from how I pack. Christian prefers to pack it a little lower, and he puts on a lot of heat. I do almost a similar item. I pack it a little higher. I do it just maybe less than a dime's width underneath the rim, and I put 3 flat coals and I Stonehenge them, and that works out really well for me in this flavor. It's the same concept. Either you put less tobacco, more heat, or you put more tobacco and less heat. Either way, we're getting really good results, right?
Yeah. I've smoked one of his bowls earlier, and you're realistically smoking around the exact same temperature, the same amount of flavor and everything like that. So you can try it either way, whichever way you prefer. I'm the kind of guy that, like, I'll pack a little bit less and maybe smoke for a smaller, shorter session, but he might pack for and smoke for a longer session. Either way, you're gonna smoke and you're gonna have great flavor the entire time.
And this boy can pack a bowl. This bowl is ripping. He packed one earlier. And what hookah is that? The LYX?
The LYX1.
Dude, that is a beautiful pipe, and it smokes really well. I mean, we were ripping the fattest clouds, and I packed a little, not as good of a bowl right next to him. I'm like, man, this is not performing as well as his bowl. Well, let's just say as a tribute to the hookah, not his packing skills. It was a good bowl. I was enjoying it. Let's get into the flavor. What do you think?
All right.
It's your first time smoking it, right?
It is. And I also want to say this is the first time I've gotten to smoke the Prometheus hookah as well. This isn't the Demi. This is just the Prometheus.
Prometheus,
correct?
yes.
Okay.
This is the gold one, yeah.
This is actually a really solid pipe. Like, I've heard Stephen Dean from Hookah Enthusiasts talk about it plenty of times, and like he hyped it up, and I was like, okay, it's not gonna live up to the hype. It is actually a really solid hookah, and it is heavy as hell. But yeah, so this isn't about the hookah, it's about the flavor. So, first off, as soon as it started ripping the clouds, the main thing that I noticed was the mint aspect of it. The mint isn't straight forefront in your like taste buds and stuff like that. It's more of a cooling effect in the back of your throat. It's not really like a noticeable or like flavorful mint. It's more of like a menthol kind of a cooling effect. And then you get that really strong pungent flavor of the lavender, which pungent may sound bad, but in my description of it's really
robust and strong, yeah. And he even asked me when we were packing this, he's like, what kind of mint is in this? And I was like, I'm not really sure, to be honest. And I smelled it again, I was like, you know what? I don't remember tasting an actual like mint leaf or spearmint or peppermint. I just remember it being a super cold menthol. Yeah. And this is like my 5th or 6th, I don't know how many bowls of this, and I just remember a super cold menthol. And I noticed though, if you really load on the heat and you pack it high, you get that really strong throat, like ice chilling throat hit in this. Yeah. So you do want to pack it a little lower, especially if you don't want that throat hit. And that's what we did today. And it's just a perfect balance of the lavender, the floral lavender in this. And it's so accurate. And I wish I planned to have some dried lavender in my review. I didn't bring it today, but I had fresh, like dried lavender. It's obviously not fresh anymore, but it was fresh at one point. And I smelled that. And it's so accurate in comparison to this lavender. And I was very impressed by it. Even compared to the Lavish Lavender, this is more of an accurate representation of lavender. And the cooling there, and Christian explained this to me in his experience too, floral notes tend to smoke a little warmer.
Yes.
This balance of mint really counters that warmth, right?
It really does. Especially really accurate floral flavors, especially if you have like a rose flavor. rose smokes very warm. So anytime I smoke anything with rose or any floral notes, I always try to add some kind of mint, whether it be straight mint or I know lemon mints mix with floral notes really well. And just anything that's going to up the cooling factor just to make it more pleasing on the palate.
I experienced the same thing. So I actually smoked Haze Rose with you the first time.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing. I pack it with Watermint, and I pack it with Frozen Lakes and things like that, and it's a nice counter to this. Yes, see, I did it just the way he did it. And it smokes really well. So I definitely agree that you definitely need some cooling to the lavender. Is what I found was lacking in the Lavish Lavender in comparison to this. I mean, just so accurate in the smoke. And you guys know the cut on Dark Leaf, but Christian talked about the cut.
Yeah, alright, so the cut, it's definitely not super fine or anything like that. You're definitely going to get some choppy leaves in there and everything like that. It's very dark, slightly blackish brown in color. It's pretty juicy. I've noticed a lot of the dark blends have been pretty juicy, but nothing that's going to be like soup or anything like that. It's definitely going to be super strong as soon as you open up this container. Like, I used to go over my friend's house a lot when I was younger, and his mom was huge into like burning realistic like oils, scented oils and stuff, and one of the ones that she loved was a lavender oil, and that was the first time that I ever smelled real lavender. Like, it was made from fresh lavender leaves and everything like that, and this reminds me of that spot on.
He actually took a hit earlier, and we're using a funny mouth tip, and we won't talk about the mouth tip. Using a funny mouth tip, he's like, wow, because of the drastic restriction in this mouth tip, you said you could almost taste like that lavender oil, like that reminded you of?
Yeah, it's almost like it coated my tongue, kind of like a film. But you definitely get a strong, like if you're using like a more restricted pipe, like the Prometheus is a slightly restricted pipe, especially compared to what I'm used to using, like the LYX or the Regal and stuff like that. It's definitely a more restricted pipe, and you get more of a concentrated flavor. And with that concentrated flavor, we're able to pick out more of these subtle notes that Trifecta has put in there.
Beautifully put in there, right?
Yes.
Overall, I mean, I think this is a fantastic flavor, and the balance of the cooling and the floral for me is perfect. I love a super cold smoke. In the very beginning, for me, this is, I mean, very, very, very cold, especially when you first put on the coals. Mm-hmm. Now we're into, what, like 30, 40-ish minutes?
Yeah, and it's definitely mild down. Honestly, what I'm getting right now around the 30, 40-minute mark is I'm getting just the slightest bit of cooling sensation just to keep it from smoking really warm. But it has warmed up just a little bit. Not enough for it to be unenjoyable, but enough for it to really tell that it's a strong floral flavor and it's natural. It's not over-sweetened or anything like that. It's really natural.
So as the progression happens, I've noticed that the floral notes and the lavender itself are able to shine a little bit more. When in the beginning, they were more masked with the mint. Right now is when the lavender is really the forefront of this flavor.
I couldn't agree more. I definitely want to thank Zach for letting me try this.
No thank you necessary. You know, he drove all the way over here to hang out with me. I'm like so honored. So I was like, what do you want to do? He's like, nothing, just want to hang out. And I'm like, if you really just want to hang out with me, I am down. And I'm very pleased that he came. So, and his girlfriend is over here. She's over here playing with my cat. So we're having fun today, and we really appreciate you guys watching. And it is an honor to have him on the channel.
Yep.
And hopefully we have time, and we'll do another one to put on his channel.
And you'll see both of them on either or channel. We'll probably honestly share both of them, put them both on each channel. But I just want to thank Zach for the hospitality. It was definitely worth the drive down here. And yeah, thank y'all for watching and everything.
Yeah, it's nice finally being in the same room with you. But as you can see, this guy knows what he's talking about. So if you happen to be watching on this channel, definitely subscribe to him. And obviously, if you're watching and you're his subscriber, subscribe to me. We are a great team, in my opinion, and we'll continue to do reviews like this for you guys. Thank you guys very much for watching.
Bye, guys.